So, many people take Africa to be the continent of black people. But today, I'm going to explain to you in a very easy way who are the people who actually live in Africa. So basically, we all know that it's usually claimed that Africa have been the home for the first humans on Earth. And the world have changed and so many things have changed. People were living here, have moved to another side, and the world have been changing with time. But what are the real population of Africa and who are living there? So last time I did a video on which I was explaining the base of how to understand Africa, and I divided Africa into regions as it have been said in the video. And the regions were basically North Africa, West Africa, East Africa, Central Africa, Southern Africa. So I'm going to use again the same thing in explaining also about the population of Africa in the same way. So without losing time, let me explain to you the populations of Africa in a very simple way. Let's start first with North Africa. North Africa is actually the home to mainly three groups of people: the Berbers, Egyptians and Libyans, and also Nilo-Saharan. All these groups of people have a different look than the look which we usually know about the look of Africa, meaning black people. As for example, one of the person who might be famous, who people may know more about, Zinedine Zidane, who is basically his parents are from origins of Berbers who are from Algeria. And if you look at his look, this doesn't look like a black person. So just trying to explain that the way we assume Africa being of only black people, that's not how it is. So moving, let's speak about the East Africa. East Africa also is home to many groups of people. East Africa is basically home to Afro-Asiatic people and Nilotics. These groups of people also, as you can just hear, Afro-Asiatic is just a mixture of people from Africa and Asia who could meet in the eastern side of Africa because of many things, trade, slavery and so many other things which made that mixture happening there. And also Nilotics people who are basically from the eastern side of Africa, and they're kind of taller, which also explains the kind of people who you can mostly see on the eastern side of Africa. But this doesn't exclude other people being on the eastern side of Africa. There are also Bantu who have been moving from the western side of Africa and who came in East Africa, and because of that you can find also a huge amount of Bantu people in the eastern side of Africa. Also going on the east south, you can find also other people as Croatian who are also basically from the southern side of Africa, but who can be also present on the eastern south of Africa, but in a small number. So moving, let me now come to West Africa. West Africa is basically the home to the Bantu people who are seen as the black people. And these people were first only in the west side of Africa, but then they have been moving from the western side of Africa to the places which could be better, and it said that they have been moving because of climate change and other things, looking for a better place to live. And they moved from the west side of Africa to the northern side, central side and eastern side of Africa. And all these places, they have been meeting locals who were there, but since they were using metals and fire before those locals, they could just occupy the place and be the owners of the place. But basically West Africa is the place for Bantu people. So coming to Central Africa, as I've just mentioned before, it's a place where Bantu people who have been fighting came and occupied Central Africa. But the primitive of Central Africa were first Pygmies, and Pygmies were people who have been occupying Central Africa since before, and if you want to recognize them, they're mostly seen by being short by height. And these people, until now, they're still found in places as in Congo, in Central Africa and other places around Central Africa or another part in the southern side of Africa. Also, Central Africa is home to Nilotics who come from the eastern side of Africa, who can be found also in different places in Central Africa, but most especially on the northern east side of the Central Africa part. So after Central Africa, let's move now to the southern side of Africa. The southern side of Africa, as I mentioned before, have been occupied by Bantu who came later after finding another population which was there in southern Africa before. And the population which was there in southern Africa before were Croatian. Croatian were there before, and they were migrants people moving from one place to another and hunting. But when Bantu people came, Bantu people were people who could live at one place, and they were not hunting as those others. They were using also fire and metal, which made them to be more powerful to occupy places in southern Africa. And also because of the Bantu people being in the southern side of Africa, it influenced also another group of Croatian people who some of them started also doing farming and other activities which could make them to live at one place as Bantu people. But these things which I just gave are just an overview of the people who have been in Africa first. But Africa is a home to so many people and so many kind of people due to so many things which happened there. It might be in slavery, it may be discoveries, it may be trade, it may be colonization. There are so many things which made foreigners to come into Africa and to mix with African primitive people. And this explains now the presence of so many different cultures and so many people who I didn't mention here, because they have been mixing each other in time. As for example, the northern side of Africa have been more influenced by the Arabic world, which could also facilitate the Arab or Middle East people to come in Africa. It might be also on the whole coast side, on the eastern side, Indian people and so many other people who could come into Africa. On the southern side also of Africa, they can be also seen a huge presence of people from Europe, for example, who came also due to so many reasons as colonization and trade and so many other things. And this explained a huge difference in the population of Africa. But to make it simple, it's just easy to understand that primitive people of Africa could be Bantu on the western side of Africa. There are also Berbers, Libyan, Egyptians, northern side of Africa, Nilo-Saharan also on the northern side of Africa. On the eastern side of Africa, Nilotics and Afro-Asiatic, and then finally on the southern side of Africa, Caucasian. I think this is so simple to understand, and if you think that you understand it easily, don't keep it for yourself, share it with someone else so that we share the knowledge about Africa. Thank you so much for being here, and let's share Africa to the world.